I always seem to hate doing these videos, and yet I keep doing them. When will I ever learn? It probably won't shock you to hear that 2023 was the worst year of my life. That's kind of a lock given how I kinda, sorta, almost died and then spent several months with tubes in my torso, painkillers in my system, and a diet where the fanciest and most nutritionally complex meal I could eat was overcooked pasta and jello. And that's when I was allowed to eat or drink anything at all. If that's news to you, I have a recap video and a bunch of video logs about it where you can catch up and see me suffer. There are reasons outside of that which made 2023 suck even more, but they're too personal and I won't get into them. Although I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the passing of Marcus Sparacchio, perhaps better known as The Waste o' Time or RMAC21. He was part of the original YouTube game review crew and was one of a few figures that inspired me to start making videos about games. He was a deeply flawed man, and some will justifiably miss him far less than others, but for me he was an early example of someone who watched my awful early videos and encouraged me to keep going with it, to the point that he even let me take part in his own bootleg knockoff Retsupre channel. I'll be sure to either pour one out or destroy a copy of Bomberman Act Zero for you in the new year. That's not to say everything that happened this past year was terrible. I got the chance to do new things and visit places I'd never been before, whether it's specific venues like Lower.com Field, home of the 2023 MLS champions, the Columbus Crew, or places like the city of San Mateo, and for that matter, the state of California. Channel-wise, I finally got the Legend of Mana video finished and started up the X-Men Legends 2 videos. My generous patrons hit the goal for me to do something I usually never consider: redo one of my old videos, specifically Shenmue. And yes, it'll cover the whole game this time. I finally got the next chapter of Bloody Roar the Fang completely edited and posted. And yes, someone was already asking about the next chapter not even 2 weeks later. For this year, I don't have specific goals so much as one overarching goal that applies to both what I do video-wise and outside of videos. Be more selfish. I know that sounds terrible, but what I mean by that is I want to do more things that I've been wanting to do, with some of them being shelved for years at a time. I have music projects that I want to see to the finish line. I have videos on things like TV shows that I've wanted to produce. I have a sports-based YouTube channel that's just been collecting dust. I've been wanting to get into voice work, whether it's for animations, or radio plays, or independent video games, or whatever. And outside of all that, I now have a business venture I'm going to try and see through. Also, I'm getting married this year, so forgive me if I'm a bit selfish and focus on that more than anything else. Other than that, you can pretty much expect the usual nonsense from me and this semi-neglected corner of the attic of YouTube's home. And I can't think of a proper ending for this, so I'll just